Islam is a religion of peace, tranquility, and psychological calm. Will only be achieved by believing in Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We thank Almighty Allah for making us witness the Eid, yes, in peace, and we did it with Alhamdulillah. Yes, we thank Almighty Allah. May we continue to praise, worship, and thank Almighty Allah. A quick one, please. We the Muslim women at home, yes, don't let us forget, we should always spoil our husband. Yes, we should remember they are totally ours. Yes, we should spoil them, we should encourage them, and we should thank them, yes, for taking care of us. Because I saw a lot of beautiful pictures on the social media and on people on WhatsApp and everything. I saw how radiant we were looking. Yes, for those that are married, let's thank our husband once again for taking care of us. May Almighty Allah continue to make it easy on them. And those that, we are humans and we are not perfect. We will still have some reservations, and we still have some that say, what is Miriam saying? My husband did not do this, my husband didn't do that. Don't forget that we have Almighty Allah. Yes, we should continue to put them in prayers. And I'm sure, inshallah, Almighty Allah is going to make them the coolest of our eyes. Amen. May Almighty Allah continue to make it easy on us. Amen. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing what next after Eid. Yes, that is what we are going to be discussing on today's episode. And I have a very, very important guest here that he is going to be doing justice to the topic. We will be right back after this short break. Thank you. OSBC TV, Ile-Awiye, Okebale, Oshogbo. Like I said earlier, that the topic we are going to be discussing on today's episode is what next is lunch.
Everybody knows it's lunch. Like asking after lunch what comes with supper, everybody knows. Not Ramadan and Eid. The two of them and Eid al-Kabir do not change anything. You fast on Monday and Thursday, do not compulsory but encouraged. You give charity to people, sadaqat. And when your wealth grows to a level of zakat, you give zakat. You behave well to people. You give people their rights. You don't trample upon people's rights. So these are part of it. What you have been doing bad, Muslims don't take alcohols. Muslims don't engage in fornication and adultery. Muslims don't smoke. Muslims don't engage in hypocrisy. Muslims don't trample upon other people's rights. Muslims don't engage in backbiting and all of that. So all these attributes are there all the year round. It doesn't matter that you have to do it or you have to subtract from each during Ramadan or during Eid. No. Everything has come to stay, and everything has been spelled out in the Holy Quran and even the prophetic saying which we call Hadith of Rasul.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, you heard from our guest. He said as Muslims,
we say that Quran is our constitution. Quran is our life. Quran is our rule. Islam is not just a religion where you just wake up and think or say you can do your things the way you like. Islam through Quran teaches us what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, what to wear, not what to wear. We are to worship. So when you look at all this, you can't just say, I can go to mosque at any time. I can wear whatever I like. After all, in Yoruba, in Islam, you don't say that. We have a constitution. Journalists follow their ethics. Lawyers follow their ethics. Doctors follow their ethics. Muslims follow Quran. So that is the totality of Quran. Muslims' constitution. We have to do things according to the dictates of Allah as contained in the Holy Quran.
Thank you very much, sir. When was the first Quran? When was the Quran revealed, sir? At first.
Okay, thank you. In Islam, there is a subject in Arabic school which is called Science of Quran, Ulumul Quran, Science of Quran. Sending down Quran is of two parts.
Oh, okay.
There is what we call Al-Inzal, there is what we call Al-Tanzil. Quran existed in Lahul Mahfuz, sacred plate, where Allah is. Then it was sent down to the first heaven, that is Al-Inzal, as a volume. Then from the first heaven, Angel Jibril started bringing down the verses to the prophet one by one, and that was in the year 610 AD. When prophet was 40 years old, that was the first time angel appeared to the prophet in the form of angel. Even though before then he maybe have been appearing to him through dreams, but for the angel Jibril to appear to the prophet, that was in the year AD 610. And the first revelation, as everybody knows, is Ikra. Oh, this man, read. And the prophet asks, Mother Akra, what do I read? I don't know how to read. Ana umiju. I am educated, but not lettered. And then Jibril told him, Ikra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Then start reading in the name of your Lord who created you. And from that, whatever Jibril or Angel Gabriel brought to the prophet, it sank into the prophet's brain, and he read it to us, and that is what we are still reading today. And you cannot say, I don't know, maybe you are going to ask about qualities or attributes of Quran. I don't know, maybe I stop there.
Oh, okay. So, who revealed the Holy Quran?
Almighty Allah. Almighty Allah revealed the Quran. And there are several verses in the Quran where Almighty Allah challenges us. Anybody, be it a Muslim or Muslim, if you think you can produce a verse just like we have produced a volume of the Quran, try it. But since then, up till today, nobody has been able to produce anything close to the Quran. Anything close to the Quran. And that is why when you write a book, after 10 years, you go through the books, you see, the way you babam, you have to review it.
Yes. You
have to revise it. Even when you have written a poem, you still give it to somebody. Even in our newsroom, when you have written a story, we still give it to somebody else to go through for us, to edit, to vet. But from day one that revelation of the Quran has been completed, after 3 years, nobody has added or removed anything to Quran. It has never been reviewed. It has never been revised. It has never been edited. Muslims all over the world use the same Quran. No Muslim monarch has ever said, oh, I have my own version of the Quran. No Imam has ever said, I have my own version of Quran. Quran does not exist in versions. Quran does not exist in editions. Quran is not reviewed. Quran is one. And the moment you proclaim Islam, you believe in Quran.
And it does not have different versions.
No version. Quran has been translated to over several languages of the world. The fact that Quran has been translated into several languages of the world has not changed anything. Either about syntax of the Quran, either about semantics of the Quran, either about morphology of the Quran, anything, either about intonation, phonetics, phonology of the Quran. The translation of Quran into many languages has not changed anything about the Quran. And that is why today, throughout the world, we all go to Jumat from 1:30 to 2, we all recite the same thing. Asaruddin will recite the same Quran, Nawaruddin, Mubaraka, Islahuddin, MSS, Nosfat, Qorib, Tijaniya, Qadriya, Ahmadiyya will recite the same Quran. So there is no something like in our mosque, this is our doctrine. In your mosque, we don't, no doctrines in Islam. We all follow the Quran. That is it.
Thank you very much, sir. Who took the rest? You said the Quran has been reviewed a very, very long time ago. Yes. Who now took the responsibility of keeping the Holy Quran safe?
Thank you. When the Quran was being revealed, each time Angel Gabriel came with a verse.
Okay.
after he might have left, the prophet will read the verse to people, and there were people then, even though the prophets could not read and neither could they write, there were people who already knew how to write. So, but there were no papers. Some will write on leaves, some will write on rock plates, some will write at the bark of trees, some were memorizing it. So, when the prophet died, Abu Bakr, the first Caliph, thought of, look, all of you who had written anything down when the prophet lived, bring them. So they all brought what they had read. So if I wrote the prophet said, and you wrote the prophet ate, we still confirm, okay, it is ate, not said. Then it is said, not ate. So that was how the Quran was compiled after the prophet had left during the time of the first Khalifa, Abu Bakr, Radiallahu anhu.
Thank you very much, sir. What are the conditions of touching the Holy Quran?
There are no conditions.
Okay.
There are no, and I'm saying it openly, and I know there are people who are more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to Islamic studies. There are no conditions. You can touch the Quran as a Muslim.
Okay.
But some people will say non-Muslims cannot touch the Quran. If non-Muslims cannot touch the Quran, how do you want to direct them to issue the Quran for them to read? Because there are non-Muslims in Egypt, there are non-Muslims in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Iran, in Iraq, in UAE, in Afghanistan, who speak Arabic. So how do you not want to say they cannot touch the Quran? There are people who say, hey, those who are not Muslims, they are not neat, they are not this. No. And they will quote a verse that Allah says, La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun. That is, no one should touch it except those who are clean. But those who are more knowledgeable have come to say that no, this verse is referring to the Holy Quran when it was on the sacred place where Allah is. That only the angels who are sacred were touching it by them. But now that the Quran has been sent down to us, you can touch it, except, and of course, menstruating women. And even there is a rule that even menstruating women who are teaching children, you cannot take 5 days off your class. Are you following me? So you can still touch it for the purpose of teaching others.
Indeed, knowledge is power. Thanks for clarifying that, sir. Which book is the most read
in the world?
Yes.
May be difficult to say. The most read book in the world will depend on the population of those who are reading the book.
Okay.
In the world today, the population of Muslims is about 2 billion. So I can say close to 2 billion Muslims are reading the Quran. I cannot say, for instance now, the largest language in the world is Chinese because of the population of China. And the second largest language is English. The third largest language is Arabic. But the biggest language in the world is English because it is spoken everywhere. Followed by French, followed by Arabic again.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the Holy Quran? What is the topic? What does it entail? Like, what does the Holy Quran talks about?
I have said it ab initio that the Quran tells Muslims how to live their lives. The moment you are a Muslim, you submit yourself totally in the whole of Silmi Kafatan. If you want to be a Muslim, submit yourself totally to what Quran has said. The Quran teaches Muslims what to eat. Muslims don't eat pork.
Okay.
We don't eat dog. We don't eat lion. The Quran has spelled out all of that. Muslims don't drink, you don't take alcohols, but that has been spelled out. Quran teaches us how to sleep, how to pray. So in Islam, you cannot say, I'm a Muslim. In our mosque, instead of 2 rakats on Friday, we observe 7. As far as they cannot say in our mosque, during Ramadan, instead of 29 or 30, we observe 31. It's not they cannot say in our mosque, our Imam has told us we may not fast Ramadan because he has a kind of fasting for us. No, that is what Quran has come to teach us. All of you must come together and be united before Allah, and there are no segregations. That is why there are no segregations in Islam. No doctrines. Quran is our constitution.
Thank you very much, sir. Apart from Holy Quran, does the Holy Quran have another name we can call it?
Very many. We call it Quran.
Okay.
We call it Kitab.
Oh, okay.
We call it Furqan. We call it Al-Dhikr.
Okay. For the sake of non-Muslims that are watching us, can you tell us the meaning of those
Thank
names?
you. Quran means holy book that Muslims must read.
Oh, okay.
It is also called Al-Furqan. Al-Furqan means something that differentiates between the truth, which Quran represents, and falsehood.
Oh, okay.
Quran also means Al-Kitab. That's a book, literally. Quran, Allah says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Quran also means Al-Dhikr. Al-Dhikr means sermons, lectures, divine talks. Inna nazzalna al-dhikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. We are the one who send down the Quran, and we are the one who are protecting it against the manipulations, against errors, against reviewing, against editing, against revising, against versions.
Thank you very much, sir. Islam is indeed beautiful.
Very, very beautiful.
Yes. Sir, in which surah, chapter of the Quran, do we find maximum instruction?
All chapters and verses of the Quran. But I can always refer people to Quran chapter 49, Surah Al-Hujurat. That is where you find so many instructions. Don't steal, don't backbite, don't bring people down with your talks, don't make jest of the people, don't act on information you have not confirmed, don't talk anyhow to your leader. Quran chapter 49, from the first to the last verse, is about instructions to Muslims. Quran chapter 49.
Thank you very much, sir. On a quick note, sir, can you tell viewers at home about the fear of Almighty Allah, how we should have the fear of Almighty Allah in whatever we are doing as Muslims?
Yes, for us, we have to fear Allah. We have to know that يَدْرُقُ عُيُونًا وَلَا يَدْرِقُ عَيْنٌ. What does that mean? He sees everybody, but nobody sees him.
Allah.
So as a Muslim, even when you want to commit a sin, you should know that he sees you. You have to fear him in what you do. You have to fear him in what you say. You have to fear Allah in relating to people. A Muslim must know that Allah did not just create you to do things the way you like. You know, there are people who think, and so they pray the way they like. They pray. Nobody in Islam. How do we pray? We refer you to the Quran. What do we eat? We refer you to the Quran. How do you relate with your wife or wives? We refer you to the Quran. How do you relate with your children? We refer you to the Quran. We don't refer you to Saudi Arabia. We don't refer you to Iraq. We don't say, it's not about Muslims. No. The question is, what has Allah said in the Quran? So when you now do things the way Allah has told us in the Quran, that is piety. That is fearing Allah in whatever you do. And that is why even as we are talking, I have to be looking at my wristwatch. Sermon starts 1:30. I have to be in the mosque. That is the fear of Allah. You see some Muslims, they will be attending meetings here and there, and they won't come into mosque, won't bother them. They will be thinking, we can do it later. That is not Islam. So we have to, be quick about it so that I can go to deliver my sermon.
Thank you very much, sir. We know we are Muslims, yes, and we are humans too, and humans are not perfect. We are just striving to be better. But don't let us forget to always make conscious efforts to change. Yes, when we have it in mind and when we are conscious of it, we are going to change. May Almighty Allah continue to make it easy on us. My name is Mariam Owoduni. This is where we'll be ending today's episode on the message this beautiful Jumat. See you next time, same time on the same station, inshallah. Masalam.
ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وارنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا وإليك المصير ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين